my career has always just been in the blockchain industry, trying to fight the good fight for girls, the girls in it, and trying to show people it's not a scam at the end of the day. I think that's a really important thing for me is that there are so many bad actors, but there are bad actors in finance, there are bad doctors, there are bad, there's bad people in every profession. And I just think it's very unfortunate that crypto and blockchain gets this reputation. And I think there is a way that we can truly, truly change that. And that's just kind of.
Hello, and welcome to Only the Savvy. Today we are honored to have Leah Winberg with us, the visionary CEO and creator of Chipped Nails. Chipped is a groundbreaking brand that is combining beauty and technology by embedding NFC-enabled press-on nails, allowing users to share their digital profiles with a simple tap. Featured in Marie Claire for its innovative approach, Chipped has revolutionized the networking space by blending style with functionality. Leah, thank you for joining us today. We're excited to hear about your incredible journey.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you. Leah, take us back to the beginning. What was your personal journey that led you to become an entrepreneur?
I feel like it just goes back to God. I don't even know where this can even begin. You can ask my parents talk about this all the time, and weirdly I ran into my old PE teacher when I was back home, and she was my PE teacher from like when I was like 14. And she was like, damn, I told her what I was doing. She was like, yep, you always wanted to do something on your own. You always wanted to go down this route. And I've always been into sports, and I always did like the solo kind of sports. I was always into swimming. I tried hockey. I did not enjoy hockey. It was too aggressive. But I don't know. I think it's always just kind of been, I've always been a very creative person. I studied fashion design. I also studied like computer science and business as like my master's. But yeah, I've always kind of enjoyed the creative process. And whenever I did have a job, I never lasted more than 6 months. Like even when I worked in bars when I was at uni or in retail, I was like, God, if I'm not growing in something, if I'm not constantly adapting and I keep hitting that wall, then I need to change it up. Otherwise, I get like miserable. I feel like I just need to be. I love the water. Swimmer, anything in the ocean. I'm very much a shark, but not in like the negative way. Like sharks are actually the puppies of the sea. It's the dolphins we should hate. Um, but I consider myself to be quite like a shark in the fact that I need to keep moving. I need to just keep going. Otherwise, you die. So I think it's always been in me to do this. And I've always been going through like, oh, I've had my own agency. I had a marketing startup before. And for me, it was always about, okay, this is one step closer to what I want to do, but it's not quite it. And I feel like I was using it as more of like an elimination process to get to this point. That then when I started Chipped, it completely fell into my lap by accident. So it, yeah. So I was doing how Chipped came about was I've been in crypto for about like 7 years, working in it for about five, and I was going to a lot of conferences, a lot of events, and they're very masculine dominated. So I love looking cute and looking nice, especially when I go to these things. I need to really embody my femininity when I go to these events. So I'd always have my acrylics done. And then I got to the point where I was like, how hard can this be? Like, let me learn how to do this. So, okay, first of all, it's really hard. Doing your own acrylics was just like, wait, what? So learn how to do that. I was ordering chips off AliExpress, and I have this like genuine hatred of QR codes. So I was like, God, I hate having to like hold my phone up, scan my Telegram, whatever. I was like, this is lame. We can make this sexy. So I saw gals on TikTok doing it, and I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna try to do this. So in about April of last year, I started doing it. I think maybe around that time, like Q2 of 2023, that I was putting these NFC chips in my nails, going to events, and all my girlfriends were like, I really want this. This is so fun. But I was not going to subject them to my extensions at all. So I kind of was looking for, if any press-on versions existed, any pre-made nails existed, and they didn't. They existed in stickers and they existed in chips. And I was like, wow, this is actually a really complicated process for anyone to want to enjoy this. So I set out to try and build a supply chain and just create this silly little company that my friends could enjoy. And now it's become a whole thing just over like a year later.
Wow, that silly little journey created such a huge path of success for you. And your story is very inspiring too, to hear the many different doors that you entered and what brought you to ultimately creating Chip. And before Chip, what were you doing professionally? I heard you say you bartended a little bit in uni, and walk us through the pivotal moments too that sparked that entrepreneurial spirit in you.
Gosh, yeah, I think so. I first learned about like blockchain when I was living in New York. I was an unpaid fashion intern, and this was in 2017, and all of my friends were getting into crypto, into mining. And I kind of half dropped out of university because I just didn't enjoy working in the fashion industry. And then this internship really led me to just really hate the fashion industry. Like, I'm not a nepo baby. And when you're dealing with the fashion industry, so many people were in like, and I didn't really fit into the industry professionally. I did not enjoy it academically, even though I loved fashion like so much. It's like such a huge part of me. And it was something that I always had wanted to do ever since I was a child. My grandma was a seamstress. She taught me to sew. And I was heartbroken that I didn't want to pursue it. And then after that, I went back home. I'm from this small island where there's a lot of finance happens there. So I worked in finance for about 6 months. And then I realized how effed up the finance industry was and how I, as a 20-year-old working in working in finance was paying more in tax than like politicians who were evading tax there. And I was like, this is a really screwed up system, which pushed me more down like the blockchain rabbit hole. And then I was like, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I might as well go back and finish my degree. So I went back and I finished my undergrad in fashion. And for my thesis, I wrote it on the application of fashion and blockchain for sustainability and transparency after going to a talk by the Fabricant at London Fashion Week. And that really showed me that there was this great world that existed between, your identity, fashion, and technology. So from there, I went on to study computer science and business as my master's degree. And that just it was kind of like a scale, like a spectrum of where I was going between fashion and technology, just kind of teetering around between them. And then the pandemic hit. I don't really remember much about those years. Naturally, I don't think many people do. But that's kind of where I went down the crypto rabbit hole and Twitter and building out, identity systems, like owned identity systems. And so when I was, how old was I then? Like 22. I started my own, I started a marketing agent, a growth and marketing agency, I would call it. So called Schiller.xyz with some friends from Twitter. And that was kind of like a reputation as a service. So how can we use marketing to get brands to interact with tech in a new way and leverage our reputation to show that people that to try and help other people not get scammed was just a really big ethos of what we had. And then when like the bear market hit in crypto, I took a step back from that company because they wanted to go down the more degenerate route. I very much wanted to go down a route in consumer and building out consumer products that made people enjoy tech a bit more. So yeah, I think after that, I just kind of took a year and a bit off, just kind of researching, learning, getting back into coding, getting back into development, and just kind of seeing again what there was out there for me. Yeah, so mostly my career has always just been in the blockchain industry, trying to fight the good fight for the girls in it, and trying to show people it's not a scam at the end of the day. I think that's a really important thing for me is that there are so many bad actors, but there are bad actors in finance, there are bad doctors, there are bad, there's bad people in every profession. And I just think it's very unfortunate that crypto and blockchain gets this reputation. And I think there is a way that we can truly change that. And that's just kind of been my fight for the last 4 or so years.
It's amazing the fight that you're fighting for, and trying to speak on crypto on a positive, type of platform and opening doors for females too to understand what this truly is. It's incredible, especially with how those experiences prepared you and led you to where you are today. My next question for you with NFC. What inspired you to merge the NFC technology with beauty through the chipped nails? What was that specific moment or idea that really sparked it to you that was like, yes, this is happening?
I think it's just because it was something that I was doing for fun. I was seeing like, there were a few viral videos. Like I never say that we did not create this as a concept. Girls have been putting chips. A lot of drag queens as well have been doing it for a long time. It's very big in the biohacking community, but it just wasn't a very accessible technology. When you look at the stack of what it means for these NFC chips, it's you have to source the chips. You have to know how to encode them safely. You then have to find like a nanotech to do it or do it yourself. It was just a very long-winded and difficult process that would really, puts off a lot of people from something that I find so fun. It's such an amazing experience when you get to experience it or experience it with someone who's never tried it before and they get so excited. They're like, wait, this is so fun. And I think it just gives, especially like women in professional settings, it's a way to, it was for me, it was like, wow, this is something that I can do that makes me really girly. But also it's like, I am a tech girl. And it just shows that alignment in such a real way. Like you can do whatever you want online. You can like tweet and you can write papers. You can do so much. But like, I think just showing there's like a really small thing that you can do to show alignment with where the future of wearable technology is going, where the future of women in tech is going. And I think for me, it was like, wow, this is an incredibly metaphorical product. At the end of the day, it's I get so many men be like, when chips for men? And I'm like, well, only 2.3% of VC funding goes towards women. So if you wanted that badly, do it yourself. Right now, while I've got my money, I'm doing this for the girls. So I think just being able to create something in an industry inherently by men and for men, for me, my aha moment was like, this is for the girls. This is for the girls and the gays. And for once, we're gonna have something that is truly, empowering for us. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. How was it for you when you saw like the first person interacting with chipped nails and seeing that excitement from that? How was that feeling for you?
Honestly, it was just so obvious to me. I don't think I can really recount it. I was just like, yeah, this makes sense. This is and then I think the great thing for me was when we did our first activation in November of last year in Istanbul at this conference, Shifi. We did it with Sheepi. Like everyone got a chip nail on the way in. They were really bad prototypes back then. They were super bulky. They were hideous. But we're like, we're gonna try this, and it was great because even guys were like, I want to try this. But to just see all of these people be like, this is such an exciting idea, and just I think we did like 200 over 200 prototypes in the space of a couple of hours, and it just got people so excited by it. And I thought, wow, this could really be something. So that's just kind of when I was like, cool, I need to quit my job and I need to do this.
Oh, that's so exciting. I always get curious about the creative process when developing some of these unique products. Would you be able to maybe detail some of the creative process it was for you, and how did you conceptualize and bring this unique product to life?
I think I'm very much a doer. Like, I'm going to be honest, there was a time when our original partner for all of this inherently tried to take the company from us. So it was our original manufacturing partner. She wrote me out of all of the PR. She tried to offer me a job of like 10% ownership of my own company. And so that was a really big, that's like, was probably the biggest hurdle when it came to the creative process in the beginning because I was like, wait, I want to do all of these things. And there is this person telling me I can't do all of these things and then trying to then use that to set me up to fail so that she could take it from me was like a very big issue that we faced for a few months. But then when it came to like, I knew what I wanted to do. It was 100% there, and I'm like, I just need to execute on this. And then a lot of hurdles happened, but as soon as we got away from that, it was just like, cool, we can just do whatever the heck we want. And I think when it comes to like conceptualizing it, it is just like we just got to do it. I feel like when we have we're a small team now. There's three of us, and it's like we are really close. When there's no such thing as a bad idea, it's okay, cool. Let's build it. Let's test it. We have a really close community who we can test things with. And then if we have an idea, it's like, okay, how do we make this happen? I can tweet about it. Someone will come to me like, hey, I can help you make this happen. And that's just kind of the way that we just bring everything to life, is just consistently doing and just shipping stuff. It's yeah, I don't even know if there is a process in it. It's just do.
Just
Just
do it.
just do
Just
it.
do
Yeah.
it. Just do it. That's great advice right there anyway. Just go
Yeah.
ahead and do it.
Yeah.
So, how did your background in blockchain and fashion contribute to the development of chip nails? And how did you come to this?
I think when it comes to chips, and I think why it stands out so much, especially in the blockchain ecosystem, is that I can understand building for people and not for bots. So when it comes to blockchain, a lot of it is very hyper financialized, and I don't want like a lot of our users are young women who may have never interacted with the chain before or like used any of this type of technology, and I don't want their first experience to be like exit liquidity. So it's sorry, wait, can you repeat the question?
How did your background in blockchain and fashion contribute to the
Oh yes.
development of chip nails?
Yeah, 100%. It's just building human experiences with the human as the end user, and not like a mev bot, and not something like not like a scraper. It's like, how do we use this to actually impact someone's real life experience? And I think working in fashion and working, with people, with garments and fabric, it's very an innate, it's a very human experience. And fashion, I think, is one of the most human industries that you can work in. And I found this was one of my things that was when I went from studying fashion to studying computer science. My professor was amazing. I walked in on my first day in a fur coat, a vintage 60s dress, knee-high boots with a pink laptop. And he was like, computer science? And I was like, I think so. And I really struggled when I first started. And he was amazing. He would sit with me in the afternoon, like on Friday afternoons, and he would help me handwrite code, because he was like, you have come from a from a hands-on industry into this just word-based, text-based industry. The way for your brain to try and create those pathways in between fashion and code is we're gonna have to handwrite it. And I was in his office one afternoon, and he was like, "How do you think you did on your last paper?" And when you submit these papers, they're anonymously submitted, or just with your like student code. And he's like, I can always tell which paper is yours because you write like a human. You write for human beings. You don't write like a computer science student. And I was like, I didn't really think much of that at the time, but that's just something that has really stuck with me over the last like 4 years, 5 years since I left uni. And it's, yeah, how do we build computerized digital experiences for the real world for humans? And I think that's where I find I like everything to kind of be considered human readable. Like my name with crypto on crypto Twitter is winnie.eth. Like an ENS domain makes your resolver human readable. I like to create human readable experiences.
And it's definitely seen, Winnie. It's definitely seen. We can feel it. And it's no wonder Chip stands out in both the beauty and the tech industries because of the combination of your skills and the uniqueness that you bring to the table as well. So, what challenges did you face when creating the first prototype of Chip? And how did you overcome them? And some of these obstacles that maybe were some rewarding and maybe some inspiring?
So our first prototype was actually created with our previous manufacturer. Um, that is just, I don't want to give them any more emotional time when it comes to like the first prototype. The prototype that was important is the one that we then went on to create when I hired Florence, who's now our COO. We've been friends for years, and she has an amazing experience in e-commerce and supply chains, and she has just been incredible with helping us build out our supply chain. And the thing that we just really wanted to do that was compared to the first prototype, it was so ugly. It was so bulky and just ugh. I was like, this is not hot. So I wanted to find a way, find the right chips, find the right, just find the right thing that made these nails look as good as they can be while maintaining the reach, while maintaining the tech side, but also they need to be something that is so easy to wear all day, every day. I say that I'm literally not wearing them because I'm
Don't
doing them.
worry.
Because I'm surrounded by them, but
Yep,
I'm
don't
doing them
worry.
tonight 'cause I'm hosting a little Christmas party tomorrow, so I wanted them to be as fresh as possible.
Oh,
But
exciting.
it was, how do we make like, I mean, I got them right. I got a set right here. I need to send you a set as well.
Oh, thank you.
So like, how do we make? So this is like, we wanted
Are
the
these the newest ones that just were released?
no. So these are ones that we do a lot of events,
Okay.
and when it comes to, so instead of giving out, this is like our gifts, our merch for events. It's
Oh,
cheaper to
nice.
do than like t-shirts and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
Oh, wow.
why don't like we just either collaborate with people, or we just, I carry a bunch of these around and with me so I can just give them out to people. Like I've got like all the information on it, but
Oh, that's
we
beautiful.
wanted, yeah, so these aren't for sale. These are like the little gift ones. I've got like, these are some other ones that we've done for
Very
events,
neat.
and
Very
then
neat.
like little bears. So cute.
They're
Okay.
so cute.
But we wanted to make this like, we wanted to literally re-engineer press-ons. We wanted to, so like if you saw the ones that like Cash App recently did,
Yes, yes, I saw
they
that.
just glued the chip on top of a like plastic machine pressed nail.
Okay.
So like it's not secure. Ours are like engineered to be inside
Wow. So
of
it's
the,
inside the acrylic. It's
yeah.
inside that nail.
Do I have, where is it? I just rearranged this room yesterday because I got, you know, when you just get so fed up with everything.
Yes.
I was like, I just went on a tangent of just like, I need to fix this entire room. But so we re-engineered them to go inside the acrylic,
Wow. Wow.
which hasn't been done before. So, and that was again the same with the original prototype. It was like glued on and then like with a fat layer of gel over the top. And I'm like, no, how do we make this?
Inside.
How do we make this a product and not a sandwich? Like, yeah. So that was really fun, and we're so lucky that we found the most incredible manufacturers to do this all
Oh,
with.
that's amazing.
Like, we are relentless, and Florence, like, I'm one of these people where I was like, just do it, and then we'll fix it later, or like let's just get things moving. Whereas Flo is like, nope, we need this perfect, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you can,
We'll do it. We'll do
you can go tell
it.
them that. I'm scared of them.
Oh man, overcoming those type of obstacles right there though, that's rewarding, right? And it's
Yeah.
inspiring you to keep going.
I think it's just, it's when you see the product by itself for the first time, it's just like, whoa, this is so cool. This is such an amazing thing.
It is. It's definitely a game changer, especially going to events when you see someone exchanging information and they're tapping their nail like that. It's definitely having eyeballs go to that person like, what did they just do? And how did they exchange it without bringing their phone out? It's definitely capturing eyeballs. I've seen it at events. I can vouch. It's definitely a very unique product.
Oh, 100%. I literally have people coming up to me and they're like, I just want to scan your nail. Like, you're the nail girl. I just want to scan it. And I'm like, great. I love this for me. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, how did you validate the market need for chip? Like, what insights helped you confirm this product, and what really helped you see that this was something that would resonate with the consumers?
I think just like that first activation really did show us, like, obviously, I had a bit of on Twitter, I was tweeting about it, I was getting the inbound and support from that. But then that first activation we did with SheFi, it was so exciting to be like, people were like, this is so fun. This is the first time I've been, you know, excited by an activation in this industry. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then I think it was just every day I was getting messages from girls being like, please just keep doing this. Like,
Yeah.
keep, can you make this into a full set? Can you make this? Can you make the prototype is too long? Can you make different styles? Can you make them shorter? Can you
Oh,
make it in a
wow.
cat eye? And I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I can so do that.
Oh, that's
And
so cool.
then just being able to create stuff that my friends want. And like, I think my friends are I'm very fortunate with the group of girls that I really have in, that I'm surrounded by, because they're such high signal girls. It's like they're so intelligent and they're so brilliant. And just to have the support and feedback from them, just be like my first testers, and they're no BS kind
That's
of
what you
group.
need.
So
That's what you need.
if there's something going wrong, they're like, when you fix this, like fix this right now, and I'm like, okay.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. A great group to introduce this product to. Shify, unbelievable organization, and everything that Maggie Love is doing is unbelievable. So, really great group to collaborate with for Shipped.
Oh, 100%. We've done multiple activations with them now, and like whenever there's a Shify event, we'll all show up. We'll give the girlies nails, and yeah, I Maggie is such a wonderful person, and we're very grateful for the support that she's given us over the past year.
Absolutely. So I know you've mentioned before in this conversation that we had about it can be difficult, especially for female founders, to find initial funding. What was your approach to securing the initial funding for Chipped, and how did you convince the investors of its potential and all of this? How did you do this?
So our initial investment came from an accelerator called Seed Club, which is a consumer crypto accelerator. And I genuinely just think I'm very loud as a person, and I yap a lot on the internet. And I think I'm constantly tweeting about the validation of this product. And so this was back in February. I had been working just like at an agency for about 6 months, and it was a really, really great job, but it just wasn't for me. And I was at the point of, I need to quit. I need to quit. I need to go full time on this. I'm so burnt out trying to do both. And it was, I was like, I'm going to quit and the money will come. Like, if I, like, it's going to work out. It can't not.
Yeah.
I quit my job. I had put in my 2 weeks notice at this job. The next day, I get the message saying that they were offering me my pre-seed funding. And I was like, this is
Yeah.
why, like, manifesting and witchcraft is.
Yes.
So that was, we got our pre-seed quite quite easily. So it was C Club and another and Mask Network as well gave us funding. And I think just because we had that really, really strong start, and then that allowed us to, spend the next few months building out the product, I hired Liam and Florence. Liam's our CTO. He built everything. He's been incredible. And then Florence has done everything that I can't do on the, like, that I didn't know how to do back then in, e-commerce and all that stuff. So that was like the easiest part. And we're closing on our seed round right now. That has been horrid. Like the last 4 months of trying to raise a seed round has been really interesting because every time that I'm on a call with these, like, I'm sat here, I've got four male VCs in front of me, and they're like, oh, I don't understand, or like, wait, but like getting your nails done only costs $10. Why would people spend this much on press-ons? I'm like, has your wife never taken your card and got her nails done? Because that's like $200, $300. And yeah, they're like, huh. And I'm like, I was actively spending a couple of $100 every 3 weeks getting my nails done. And they're like, I don't get it. And I'm like, it's just been like trying to tell them that like women enjoy spending money on themselves for no financial return was just like, it,
Mind-boggling to them.
I was showing them like, I don't know, a leprechaun, because it wasn't a unicorn to them, it was a
No.
leprechaun. They were like, what
Yeah.
is this? Yeah. And I'm like, this leprechaun is going to lead you to the rainbow, dude. Like,
That pot of gold is going to be there.
yeah. So, but like then the we've raised a lot from angels, and they are just the angels who get it have been the best. They're like, nope, I completely understand this. It's the ones who are like they're a bit wackier, but they get it. And then we also just raised an Echo round last week. We raised 200,000 on a community round. So Echo is kind of like a vested investor platform using where you can invest with crypto, and it opens up to a community. You can either like take it there yourself. We went through one of our other investors who have invested in our seed round. They took our what's the word I'm looking for? They took it to Echo. They applied for it. We got approved. The round went live at 9 a.m. On the 12th, 9 a.m. ET. I woke up. I'm in LA. I woke up at like 6:40, being like, oh my god, I've got no texts from anyone this has gone bad. Like we've not got
Yes,
any funding.
yes.
Like, oh my God. And then as soon as like it hit like 9:40, like 6:44, just loads of text. Like, oh my
Oof.
God, it had the round filled in like 44 minutes.
Wow.
So just to have that validation from the community was really, really amazing. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. It's that is amazing to see that support from the community like that. It
Mm.
just says a lot about your product too.
Yeah.
So let's take it back a little bit. For our audience, can you explain to them the NFC technology and chipped and how it works and how it can benefit the users and all of that great stuff?
Of course. I just realized that I don't have my phone in this room. I don't have my nails on and I don't have my phone. Wait, can I just go grab my phone?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Amazing. And I'm also on like 10%. I'm so prepared this morning.
Uh,
Okay. So what chipped is press-on nails that have an NFC chip in them. NFC stands for near field communication. It's pretty much just little waves that go between two devices. So it's not like Bluetooth or Wi-Fi where it's, floating around and you can pick it up. It has to be within like a couple of millimeter range for it to be picked up by a device, which is
Great.
a big question that we also get is like, is this safe? Is someone just going to come up to my hand and scan me? And I'm like, no, that's like literally not going to happen. They would have to like hold your phone there for like a few seconds for it to even register. It's like the same technology that you see in credit cards and, when you're
Oh,
tapping to pay on the subway and your Metro card. It's pretty much the exact same technology. So what we did is we built the chipped app, and
cool.
the easiest way is just you go onto here, you go on pair your nail. Okay, so this is a collab that we did with Cyber. So it's like you just go on the center tab, and then just tap it, and
Cool.
then
Oh,
you
it's
have
popped up.
you have to give you like a name. So I'm just gonna call this Cyber, and then save it, and then your device is connected. And then it should just no, well,
Um,
that's broken right. I know that's broken right now. So you then when it comes to scanning it, it will just pop up in there, and then it comes up
right there.
as a little web page.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it doesn't you don't need the app to be able to connect with someone. It just
Cool.
comes up in your browser. The app is there mostly to just streamline the process of, like when I started using it, I had to use this app called NFC Tools. So like
Oh,
this is just, and then it's like, oh, I need to write it. I need to add a record. Like
oh,
this was,
wow.
this is the app that you needed to use to write NFCs before.
Okay.
So I would then put like, and then you could only put like one link. I'd be able to just put like, put a URL or a custom URL. Like to the note, like to some people, that's a big barrier to entry.
Excellent.
And it was like, how do we just create this really streamlined branded process that means you never have to leave the brand? Everything is just all in one house to make it as accessible as possible.
That seems unbelievable and very seamless to
Mhm.
use. Very seamless.
Yes.
So, how are Web3 and blockchain technologies integrated into the CHIPS ecosystem? And what advantages do they provide so the audience knows?
So everything is built on your profiles are built on Privy. So what happens when you create an account, it actually spins up a wallet for you in the background. So it's an encrypted profile pretty much. So
Beautiful.
with this, that then allows us to when you create these social graphs. So say you connect with someone who does have the app, you can actually connect with them. Those connections are then owned by your wallet. They're owned by you. This data that's not owned by us. It's a social graph that you can export and save and transfer to other applications. So it's about creating a decentralized social graph that allows our users to have control over their own and control and ownership over their data and connections. And then also what it comes down to is once you have things on chain, it opens up really great avenues into like peer-to-peer payments and like encrypted messaging, and it allows us just to create this foundation of decentralization and security that other applications just don't have.
Wow. feel like I just entered a new universe hearing all of that conversation that you just provided, but it's so cool. Like, it's so cool.
It's like, how do we get the girlies on chain in a way that's like, and it's also like, it's not a token. It's not, we're not getting you to like put any money into it. It's just a fun thing that allows you to have data ownership over your connections and enhances your experiences in the real world. And I just want to be able to, create those girly things that get people excited about blockchain and realizing, wait, it's not just a bunch of crypto bros, being degens trading racist coins and screaming at each other over the internet. There's like a really, yeah, it's just been an amazing community of girls that we've just managed to get together as well. Like women, girls, women, the gays, the non-binary. It's just been a really nice, safe haven, especially at events when we get to say we're at a conference and we've thrown an event, and it's just getting everyone in the room that just hasn't had a voice before, and it's creating these amazing connections between people that, yeah, it's just been. It's you don't have to be technical to even understand it. Like we've abstracted every single bit of technicality away to just make it fun and hot.
Wow. Wow, that's pretty tough too in this like current Web3 environment. Like having a product like that is very you have something special. I'll just say that. You have something special. It's very different.
Thank you. It's my little baby.
What is the core philosophy behind Chip Nails and what mission are you aiming to accomplish with this brand?
It's definitely, you know, I think I always just kind of briefly touch on it. It's like it is just getting the girls comfortable with tech and giving them a voice and creating a product by women for women in an inherently masculine world. I think for me as well, like I did a big tweet about this when the Olympics were happening, and we're seeing people like Iona Mayer like being such a strong woman in rugby, but that does not stop her from wearing a bright red lipstick and being like an absolute incredible girl's girl, like just a hot woman. And I'm like, wow, I wish when I was a swimmer, like I spent like 15 years of my life swimming, though it was so hard to be girly in sport. Like, yeah, I felt like I was really masculine in my build. It led to like eating disorders. It led to just like a lot of like lack of self-confidence. And then when I went into tech, it was like in crypto, it's like, wow, this is again a really, really heavily masculine environment. And I think it's just so important to not pander to that and to realize that there is so much strength in femininity. And I say, like, as it is with sports, as it is with tech, like that is where that's literally our biggest, where we're missing everything is that is girlhood and feminine energy and empowerment. And I think just the ethos is to just create that and be like, yeah, you can be the best dev. You can be incredible in your field, but you can also be really hot while doing it. And that does not and no, and that doesn't take away from your femininity doesn't remove your intelligence, it doesn't remove your capability and vice versa. It's how do we just find them? They are so mutually beneficial to each other.
Beautiful words right there. Beautiful words. With that note, where do you see everything now with the intersection of fashion technology and personal networking? Where do you see this evolving in maybe the next 5 years?
So the way that we position Chipped is WAC, W/ACC. We're wearable accelerationists. So I genuinely think the way that the world is going is a much more intentionally merged world between digital and physical. Like we've seen digi-physicals, fidgetals, all of those are hideous words, and most of the time they've just been terrible products of just seeing where like wearable tech and technical fashion has been. Like I think the way that I see it going is we need women to be building these things. We need to be funding women to build these things. I don't think, and that this is my very much my personal opinion, I don't think, the 22-year-old SF tech bro is going to create, net good wearable tech products. I don't think putting in a privacy invasive AI thing on your chest is the future of wearable technology. It's just personally to me, I don't think that's gonna work. But I may be wrong. I'm always okay to change my opinion if more information comes to light, but with the information that is readily available.
Yes.
So I think the way that it's going is that it's the girls creating like feminine tech products. Women are the highest consumers. Women buy stuff just because they enjoy it. We just need to see more women tech funded products. And that's just where I see the future is going, and it's a very bright one.
That's amazing to hear. Amazing to hear. And on that note as well, as a female founder like yourself in tech, what unique challenges have you faced and how have they shaped your leadership style? Maybe for people, maybe for females out there watching this right now, some type of advice that you can seek to them.
Um, I don't know. I always find like the phrase "C." I rarely call myself a CEO because I like to see everyone that I'm working with and everyone that I'm building for as my peers. I think that that has been the biggest thing for me is like, cool, this was inherently something I was my first user, my best friends were my second user, and then they're my friends adjacently. It's just seeing everything that you're building is like no one is like you're not smarter than people because you built something. You're not better than anyone because you're building something. It's you're building it for them. So it's you've just got to consider yourself consistently as your user and as your community and how you can just use the incredibly privileged position that you are in to create a better product and a better thing for them. Because at the end of the day, they're the ones giving you money. You have to ensure that you are maximizing it for them. It's literally like treat others how you want to be treated, but on like a different level.
Absolutely. No, I completely understand with that. Absolutely. You're just featured in Marie Claire. What a significant milestone that was. How did that how did that opportunity arise and what impact now has that brought to your brand?
We've actually been really fortunate with our press in the last couple of months. Like we were featured in Forbes a few months ago. We've been working very closely with Paris Hilton's team. We've had like blogs featured by them, tweets by Paris Hilton. The Marie Claire one was great. A lot of it just comes from inbound. So it's it's all just really great validation. And you know, when you see other people doing similar things to you, it just shows that you know the market is heading in the right way. I feel like there's a lot of PvP, women v women kind of negative energy in this space at the moment. Like I know some people who are very much like I don't want to say copying what we're doing, but I acknowledge them, I support them. They like ignore us and refuse to acknowledge our existence, which I don't think is very kind at the end of the day. Like we're all trying to build this industry together. And I think it's nice to like I'm super supportive of girls who are trying to do what we're doing. I'm literally offering them for free you know, our nails so that they can try it instead of having to do it themselves. And it's just you get hit by like a stone wall because it's like I don't think anyone's gonna win if we try and have this whole I'm gonna do it better thing. I'm very big on collaboration over competition. And I think that's the kind of way that I want to move forwards. I think we're growing at a really um, great rate, and we haven't had like that parabolic kind of kickoff. Like no bit of press has given us that parabolic like virality yet, and I think that's actually just been really important for us because. I mean, out of all the products that are out there, out of the nail techs that are doing things, we do have inherently the most complicated product and the most complicated stack, as we are the only ones who do all of it. So I think we've this press has been great over the last couple of months for like market validation and all of that. And as we go into the new year, we're really um, poised, ready for that kickoff moment that we're really hoping that we do get in like Q1. So yeah, we haven't had that virality moment yet, but I'm very much yeah, we're preparing for it. It's mostly because I'm bad at content. I'm in like my TikTok era right now, and I'm having to get I hate it. Like you think like when big tech was starting in the 90s, none of them were making TikToks.
No, right? I do enjoy your content though. You do a good spin of throwing like the 90s onto the new type of generational content that we're seeing, so I do enjoy that.
I'm a 97s baby. So I'm like horrifically in between millennial and Gen Z. And I'm like, God, if I was just born a year later, I'd be so much better at this. That's the issue. But yeah, I think, yeah, it's the press has been really overwhelmingly great. We do have we have a PR team as well who do outreach, but all the big stuff has purely been inbound, which has just been really exciting. Like whenever a journalist's like, "Hey, can you send me some nails?" I'm like, "Yes."
Yes, yes, take them. Take them. Wow. Well, congratulations on the incredible achievements. It's wonderful to hear how that recognition has elevated Chipped. It's showing a female founder and it's really putting you guys on the map. So, congratulations for that accomplishment. What key advice would you offer to young entrepreneurs looking to innovate in this tech or beauty industry?
Honestly, like I think the biggest thing is nothing is stupid. Like we live in a world where everything is so connected and everyone can have an opinion about anything and people are going to give you your opinion no matter what you do. You might as well do something. Like the one thing that I get my fair share of hate on social media, but then when I consider where I was and where I am and what building this product has got me to in the life that I have, it's like, would I rather be that person like writing hate on the internet to a young female founder, or would I rather be me trying to actually do something and achieve something and also having a lot of fun? Like you gotta like that's the main thing that I think stopped me in the beginning was like, oh, I'm so scared what people are gonna think. I'm like, they're gonna think stuff anyways. So you might as well just like there's no shame in trying. There's no shame in failing. There's so much shame in not doing anything at all.
That advice is very empowering, and your journey is proof that persistence and innovation truly pays off. So, for those interested in learning more about you and Chipped Nails, where can they find more information or even connect with you?
You can follow us on Instagram, just Chipped Social. You can follow me on my personal. I mostly just reshare Chip stuff there anyways, but you can DM the Chipped Instagram account. I'm super responsive on there. LinkedIn, less so. I'm so bad at LinkedIn. Oh my God. But yeah, any questions, you can just slide into the DMs. I'm always there.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Leah. I'm sure our audience will be excited to connect and explore Chipped further.
Amazing. Thank you so much for having me today.
Absolutely. Leah, thank you so much for sharing your story, the insights with us today. Your journey and innovation behind Chipped Nails are truly inspiring, and we're excited to see how you continue to lead the charge in merging beauty and technology. Thank you. And to our audience, thank you for tuning in to Only the Savvy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more thought-provoking interviews and discussions. Stay savvy.
SIM swap fraud is sweeping the globe, and your mobile security is at risk. Switch to Ifani and lock out SIM swap fraud and get the most elite mobile protection in the world. Ifani guarantees 100% protection from SIM swaps, backed by a $5 million insurance policy. Stay secure with reliable coverage, free international roaming, and unlimited data. Trust Ifani to keep your communications and assets secured. Get military-grade protection, 24/7 concierge service, and a hassle-free upgrade. Click the link below for $150 off. Thanks for watching. Help support this channel and receive exclusive offers from one of our partners located in the description. We'll see you on the next one.